I don't really know, to be honest.
Okay. Well, yeah, Max is in Hawaii right now, and yeah, it was we had a talk with the Bay Area team, I think about a week ago, and Daniel was presenting that he was helping soccer teams and even other futsal teams to actually introduce some of the techniques of futsal that is useful for soccer, and that was quite a close thing that some of our coaches in Japan are trying to deliver to some of the soccer players, especially like kids and also even high level high schools and universities and even pro teams. So Daniel was actually doing some of these presentations with soccer teams in, where was it? I forgot.
Well, I did a couple here in America.
Yeah.
I did a couple in Canada, one in Europe, in Croatia. So
Yeah, so we were just kind of asking if we can kind of run us through, and maybe we can just kind of exchange thoughts about that. And since we have some coaches on, and we were also thinking of, because in Hawaii, I know it's an island state and we have less opportunities to actually get in touch with these international coaches or international thoughts of soccer and futsal. I think it was going to be a good opportunity, something we can kind of implement in our Hawaii Futsal Cup as well. So we're happy to have Max on board, and we have some of our Japan representatives here too. So Max, you want to kind of just roughly introduce yourself? Because I think it's the first time it's going to be with us, Max.
So hi, I'm Max. I'm born and raised in Kailua. I have a soccer shop in Kailua, and then I also have a futsal team that we run, and I help coach and play for. So we played in all of your guys' tournaments that you guys held in Hawaii, and we've had a great time. And we just want to help kind of grow the tournament as big as possible and try to get as much teams as possible entered into the tournament. So I'm just here on the meeting, and I heard there was going to be a presentation, or we're just going to talk about the tournament. So I just wanted to be here to be a help for you guys as much as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Max. Just answering your question, yes, I got a small presentation that I'm going to show.
Okay, so the Japan members are the same. We have some of the organizers, Atsushi and Ippei and Takeshi from Japan. And we have Kiyoshi coach, who is coaching for the Samurai team this year. And I know you guys know each other, but Daniel, thank you so much for the presentation. We're so happy that we're allowed to get a great presentation that you would probably offer to a lot of the soccer people. So it's a great opportunity for us, and I hope we can get something out of it to make growth in the tournament as well, and also for our knowledge as players, and some of ourselves are coaching part-time, or we do have some clinics that are happening with this tournament in Japan. So thank you so much, and I will pass it over to you. And do you want to share your screen? Is that easier for you?
Yes. I think if you go to the three dots and I don't know if I can. 1 second, let me try.
私、ダニエルのスクリーンシェアで、ありがとうございます。
There we go.
もし、さこさん何かあれば僕がやるから大丈夫です。
Hi. Okay, and Daniel, we have a backup, and we've downloaded yours. So if you get something crazy, we just have it on our computer as well.
Okay,
and
perfect.
I'll probably chat through, use the chat to translate in Japanese. But if I want to stop and probably talk because it's quite interesting, or I think it's necessary for us to know at that time, I'll pause it. But other than that, if you can just run through it and ask random questions. I know you're the professional here, so.
Well, no. Yes, but thank you very much. But at the same time, I really want like everybody to take something. So if they have any question in the middle, or if they don't understand something, don't hesitate and just stop me, and we stop, we go through again, we come back. Okay. So I really just want to make sure that everybody gets everything. Okay. So the first thing, thanks for inviting me. I've done this kind of presentation, as you know, a couple of times, and you asked me futsal for football or futsal for soccer. So I modify a couple of things why futsal could help football. So I'm going to cover all this, and as you know, I'm going to introduce a bit about this presentation, then why futsal, some benefits from futsal, and those benefits that they have been scientifically proven or they have been proven on the field. And then I really want to share with you my progression about how football should be learned and of course teach. So if we see here, we have a family, and we have one bike that is super big. Then we have a small bike. We have a different bike which is even smaller, and then we have the smaller bike. And if you see, even the bikes, we can think that they are different. That bike here, there is no pedals here. There is no pedal. This one, you have the pedals. There, you see? But this one, they don't have the pedals. So for me, what I want to explain is that I really understand that football should be the same. The sport should be adapted to the characteristics of the person. So in this case, should be adapted to the age and the level of the kids. So having said that, why futsal? Everybody knows that Xavi, Pelé, Claudio Reina is a player from America, Ronaldinho, all these guys, they played futsal when they were growing up. Messi in Argentina, Neymar, or even Cristiano Ronaldo in the Azores in Portugal, they play futsal when they were growing up, and they acknowledge how futsal has been important for their football career. But at the same time, I don't know if you know Santos. Santos is the for me one of the biggest clubs in Brazil in terms of developing players, and how they have organized the academy over there is very interesting. Here, they only play futsal. There is no football, okay? There is no football. Then when they are U12 and U14, they have the same team of players. So the same players, they are training in futsal, they are training in football, and they are competing in futsal and in football. So the same players, they do both. And then here is when they just play, they have one team to play football, and here they have one team to play futsal. Actually, they don't have under 20 or pro, okay? But basically here is when they have split pathways. But until under 14, the players, they are playing futsal and they are playing football. Another example is Corinthians. Corinthians in Brazil, we have all these players that they came from Corinthians, but they have something very, very similar. So they play futsal all the way here. Okay? The T means training, the C competing, and here they are competing in futsal. They are training also in football, but they don't compete in football. The same players. So those are the same players. They are playing futsal, they are playing football, they are training futsal, they are training football. And they are starting to compete. As you can see here, they compete under 11. So under 11, the same players, they are training futsal, training football, competing futsal, competing football. And then when they have under 16s, they have one team for futsal and a different team for football. So we can see again the Brazilian model, how they really integrate, and I think that's the word, integrate futsal into the teams.
So does this T stand for training and C stands for competing? Is that
correct? That's correct.
What
that
does 3U mean?
Under 11 years old, under 13.
11. Oh, okay.
Or
so,
under 7, under 7, under 8. So sorry, sorry. That is the age.
Okay.
That is the age. Okay.
So why do you think in soccer, the competitions is under 11? Is it because of the cultural age counting, or
the culture that they have in Brazil is that they train and they compete in futsal, and the football or the soccer leagues, the soccer competitions, they don't start until under 11, under 12. So that is the reason, because all the Brazilian players, basically, when they were growing up, they are playing futsal. Because there is no football competitions, because that is how culturally the country is organized.
Do you see that typically in Brazil, or is this also kind of things that you see like in Europe? Or
no, this is typically
in Brazil.
That is why I put the Santos example. This is Corinthians, and there is two more examples, but basically this is something very, very unique in Brazil.
Thank you.
Okay. So Fluminense is the same. Is the same. In Fluminense, as you can see here, when the kids are 7, 8, 9 years old, they only play futsal. They don't even play football. No football. When they have 10 years old, they are starting the same players. They play futsal and football, and then they stop futsal here and they focus on football. But basically, we can see that they are using futsal as a tool to develop soccer players. And then there is another example, the last one from Brazil, which is Palmeiras. And Palmeiras is a bit different, but in the other clubs, as you saw, in all the other clubs, futsal and football, it was integrated. The same players, they were doing futsal, and the same players, they were practicing football. In Palmeiras, they have players that they are always playing futsal, and they have players that they play in football. But so there is no integration. However, the idea of this is that the good players from futsal, they can jump into football. Okay, so if there's one player very good here, maybe they goes there. So they, without integration, they also use futsal as a tool to develop football players. Okay. I don't know if you know this book, but this is a bestseller. That basically, on that bestseller, Daniel Coyle said that futsal compresses soccer essential skills into a smaller ball, and most importantly, that the smaller, heavier ball demands and reward more precise handling. Okay, and in futsal, you need ball control and vision are crucial. So in that bestseller is recognized how futsal, because of the futsal characteristics, can help to develop football players. So there is some studies that they compare, for example, here, the number of goals in futsal and in 11 versus 11, the number of shots, or the number of corners. So for me, is if we are when we are teaching football or futsal, if we have big numbers, that means that the players, they touch the ball less. So if we really want to develop the skills and we want to develop our players, it has been proven that small numbers increases the number of goals, increases the number of passes, the number of shots, the number of actions. So using futsal could be a way to increase the number of actions. Even UEFA is the European Football Federation. They did a manual that you can click here and you will see the benefits of futsal. The English Federation, if you click in this logo here, you can go to the original source. Then they did a document where they show the benefits from futsal into football, and tactically they say that there is more movement and positions interchanging. This is super important. The offensive and defensive transitions, they happen more often, and the players they are always watching, deciding, so thinking and doing. So the players in futsal, they have to think, make decisions more often than in football, because there are more cycle games. There is more periods of offense, more periods of defense, and more offensive and defensive transitions. And also the movement of players off the ball, they are way more. And technically, everybody knows that with futsal, we have more passing. So there is more touches on the ball and there is more 1v1s. Also the first touch, and the first touch is very important because there are tight spaces. You will see later, but also the passing technique and the shooting technique is super important. And in futsal, we develop these kind of things. And then also we have the goalkeeper role, that we can have the goalkeeper more involved. So the goalkeeper is going to develop more. So there is some, I don't really want to bore you with scientifically studies that, but there is Luca Opicci is an Italian guy that has been doing a PhD about the benefits of futsal for football. So he's Italian, but he went to Australia to do a PhD funded by UEFA. He studied the Barcelona players. He traveled to Barcelona to do some research over there. And basically, using futsal could improve football players. Then using a futsal ball means that there are more contact with the ball, and those contacts or those passes, they are more accurate. Super important. Then the players, and I think this is super important. Okay, the players in futsal, they look over their shoulders more times than the football players. So the futsal players, they are more aware about what is around them. Then, as you can see here, they encourage to use the futsal ball because of this, because futsal ball basically increases this kind of behaviors. Then there is another group of researchers in England that they are also studying the benefits, and as you can see, futsal as a potential talent development modality for soccer. So, or if futsal, the same group, futsal could be the way to develop the next generation of youth soccer. So there is a lot about that. But for me, this is super important, that using futsal in this paper, as you can see here, the research, they encourage the federations, the national soccer federations, to consider futsal as a developing program to promote the football players' development. So I really think it's very, very interesting that there are so many studies. There are so many studies that they prove how important the use of futsal could be for the football players' development. But this is Luca. This guy here is this is Luca, and this was published in the UEFA Direct 3 years ago. And basically, in futsal, there is 23% of more passes, but this is super important. 18% more accuracy on those passes. So basically, the passes, they are more accurate. So futsal really could help to develop football players. I think this is scientifically proof futsal could be huge to develop football. And then we did.
Is Luca a former player, or what was his background that he started kind of researching in?
If I'm honest with you, I only know that he's he's Italian, and he's doing his PhD in Victoria University in Australia. But I don't know if he was a player or not.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then we did when I was living in England, we did a study. A group of people, we did a study, and we combined the points for countries in futsal and points for countries in football. Okay, and this is the ranking. And as you can see, only Germany, and that's the reason, because Germany is the only Germany didn't have in that moment a futsal national team, but only Germany is the country who is in the top 10. And however, neither the teams, they are in the top 25 in futsal or the top 25 in football. Okay, so all the other countries, both national teams, the futsal national team and the football national team, all of these countries, they are big powers in football and in futsal. So there is like a correlation between both national teams in futsal and football. Only Germany is the only country that doesn't have that correlation, and the reason is because in that moment Germany didn't have a futsal team. So I really think that there is a big correlation between futsal and football success and development. Okay, but then you can say, this is science, and I agree with you. I don't really want to get bored with science. So in 2012, David Rubio, he wrote a paper in a Spanish newspaper after watching some videos from a Spanish coach, futsal coach, Miguel Rodrigo, that in that moment he was the head coach for Japan national team. So Miguel Rodrigo, he analyzed so many futsal movements of Barcelona with Pep Guardiola and futsal. And in this paper, basically, they said that Barcelona with Pep Guardiola, they were playing futsal because of the pressure on the ball, because of the pressure on the ball, because playing with triangle shapes, because in futsal we use triangles a lot, and because the use of, in this case, the bottom of the foot or the sole to control the ball. So, and then I want to show you some examples, okay? So let's see if that works. We have a parallel pass, okay? A parallel pass is something that we use a lot in futsal. We have a parallel pass there because the ball travels parallel to the line, to the side line. This is called parallel passing futsal. And now we can see the same movement. So number 4, you're going to make the same basically movement as Iniesta did in the other one. Or here, Marcelo, after passing, he runs to receive this parallel pass. And here we have Brazil against Japan doing the same parallel pass. There we go. That's the pass. When the ball travels, that is the parallel pass. So same movement. Or we have a parallel pass with a heel. A parallel pass now. You will see now. There we go with a heel. Exactly the same technique. Exactly the same technique that you are going to see later. So Piqué to Messi, a parallel pass using the heel, and now you will see a parallel. There we go. The same parallel pass with the same parallel pass here. Let's watch it again. There we go. There with the heel. So same technique in futsal and in football. We have another video here where we can see Barcelona playing, cutting behind the line or between the lines. Okay, so there, after this pass, this player is going to run here into the gap, into between the defensive lines. You see that we have 2 defensive lines, 4 and 4. So this player is going to go in the middle here between the defensive lines. There we go, to receive that pass. You can see now, go between the defensive lines to receive that pass. And you will see now is the same movement there. You see? So that player pass the ball and he goes into the defensive line. So 1 defensive line, 2 defensive lines, 1 defensive line, 2 defensive line. The player stays in the middle to receive the ball and do the 1-2. So same movement, pass and go in between the lines. We have another one that in futsal we have different. In futsal we have different formations. Okay, when we are attacking, one formation is called 4-0, 4-0, because the players, they are in a semi-arc. So Barcelona, to build out or to escape from the pressure, they used to do the 4-0. So we have a video here. We have the 4-0, player 1, player 2, player 3, and player 4. This is called 4-0 because all 4 players, they have like this arc. Brazil, Japan. And then you see how they play from the back. And you can see again here, 4-0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, like a semi-arc, 4-0. And the same was doing Barcelona. So Barcelona was doing 1, 2, 3, and 4, semi-arc, 4-0. And then we have these 2 center mids to try to go between the defensive lines. So it's exactly the same concept. You will see now. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the back, 4-0, semi-arc. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to play behind the defensive lines. And then we have the last one, and I think is very important, goalkeepers. There is so many goalkeepers now in football that they are using futsal techniques. So we have here the key position, or we have here, this is called the split position. Okay, so let me go back. So this is called the key or cross position, and this is called the split position. Okay, in futsal. And we can see now how many modern goalkeepers in football, they use futsal techniques. So you can see goalkeepers in futsal using these techniques, the cross position or the split position. And we have here Joe Hart when he was playing at Manchester City using the same position. We have Courtois now playing for Real Madrid here in Belgium. Or we have David De Gea with Manchester United using the same technique. As you can see, same technique, the key position, split, key. So what I want to tell you is, okay, there is some scientific studies that they show how futsal could help to play football. Now we can see some transferable from the court to the field, so real the sport. If you want to see more of them, this is the guy, okay? If you want to see more videos, Miguel Rodrigo, that's the guy, a Spanish coach that he was coaching Japan national team. He has his Vimeo channel, and there are so many examples on his Vimeo channel, great Vimeo channel about transferables between futsal to football. There is some examples that I put here. I'm not going to go through all of them, okay? But if you go to the Vimeo channel, you have so many of them. But something that I want to tell you is how many times, and this is something, I don't think that Pep Guardiola trained futsal with Barcelona anytime. They didn't do any session in futsal. So the thing is, we have a football team playing like futsal. And my question is, why is that? I really think the key point here is that as coaches, I really think that something that Pep Guardiola did is learning from other sports. So my advice is, I really think that as coaches, we should try to learn from futsal, from basketball, from volleyball, from water polo, and try to find what we can apply to our sport from those other sports, okay? And that is why if we are talking about coaching football, this is my personal proposal, and I really think that this is how football should be organized. So here we have the ages of the players, okay? 6 years old, 8 years old, and I really think that the format should be 1v1, 3v3, 5v5, 7v7, 9v9, and 11v11. Okay, here could do futsal as we know futsal on a hard court, but could be 5v5 football. For me, the thing is, I really think that we should teach the concepts. So I really think that parallel pass that you saw, or that concept about playing in between the lines or behind the lines, I really think that we can do that in futsal or in football. The thing is, we have to teach it. So I really think this is the progression that I would use. The 1v1 is because we want to develop players that very successful in 1v1. 3v3, because I really think that in the 3v3 is the first time when we have the main offensive principles offensively and the main offensive principles defensively. I wouldn't introduce the figure of the goalkeeper until here. So goalkeepers, they will go all the way here. But I wouldn't include goalkeepers in the 1v1 or 3v3. Then I would modify the duration, as you can see here. And the main difference is there is no halves, there is quarters. And the reason is because if we have quarters, we have more times to interact, to talk, to coach, to ask, to get the players' feedback. And also we can do substitutions without really wasting time. So I really think that with quarters, we can maximize our interaction with the players and at the same time, the playing time. And then, yes, we have the regular size. Then, as I did at the beginning of the presentation with the bike, we should modify the dimensions of the field. And very, very important, the ball size. We should modify the size of the ball. And at the same time, as I said before, we even could modify or we even could introduce the futsal ball. So, and I have done here in America. I've been playing here with futsal balls on grass. And what we do is, because the futsal ball, you know, is heavier, it doesn't bounce. It helps to stay on the ground. So that means that those games that they kick the ball from one end to the other end, it doesn't happen. Now the ball is on the ground, so the players, they have to manipulate the ball, and that is what we want. We want players spending time with the ball. And then the goal size. And as you can see, we introduce a bigger goal every time. I don't really think is good with playing without goal or playing with goals that they are very, very small, because kids, they like to score goals. And remember that the goalkeeper doesn't start until here. So that is why I really think that here the goal is a bit bigger. But we have to modify the goal size too. That is my logical proposal to teach football. I don't know if you have any question or not, but at the end of the day, what I want to tell you is that if we adapt, and I call back again to the first slide of this family riding the bike, and everybody has a different bike. So if we adapt football to the kids, and we basically, what we have to adapt is the number of players, the space, the ball size and type, the duration of the game, and the size of the goals. If we adapt football to the kids, because the ball and the goal is going to be closer to everybody, that means that when you are playing, the 100% of the time you are attacking or you are defending. So you are thinking, you are involved in the game. There is no pause. There is no time to rest when the ball is in one corner and I am the defender. I am always involved. And that is, for me, how you develop players, maximizing the time and maximizing the time that the players, they are engaged during the game. That's the key. So just to finish, I think that football is a big family. It's like a tree. Most of the players, they want to go to football, and we have to understand that. I really think that this is the progression that we have to use: 1v1, 3v3, 5v5, 7v7, 9v9, 11v11. And then we have one branch which is futsal, or we have one branch which is beach soccer. And if we give to our players all the possibilities, all the pathways, I really think that then we will give them the freedom to decide where they want to go. But I really think that they will be better players at the end, because their experiences, they will be bigger and higher in number. So this is my futsal pyramid from the bottom to the top. And this is the educational model for football that I really think we should use, where basically futsal could be included here in the middle. Thank you. You have here my contact details. If you have any question, feel free. You have my YouTube channel where there is some videos as well. And now, you know, I will be super happy to answer any question that you have for me. Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you so much. It was so much detail. It's hard to even digest, but it was great. I did both soccer and futsal, and totally understanding like how the things that are different but also same is you kind of understand it in your mind, but seeing it through tactics and also like the actual playing is yeah, it's something really new. So I haven't been a coach, but it was really a big mind change for myself. So thank you so much. I had some question that I randomly asked you,
Okay.
so I want to throw it on the floor right now. But なんか皆さんから質問ありますか？あれ、みんなミュートだよ。あ、どうぞ。
Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Ipe.
I have one question. So, Japanese futsal culture,
Yes.
like, ふさこさん、小猿ってなんて言うんですか？
There is a Japanese culture that we get individuals to come and play. It's called like individual futsal. So randomly they just come and play.
Yes, like a pickup game.
Pick up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that have in America and Brazil? No, or not?
Do they have
There
a
is-
culture of like pickup games like in Brazil or where you live in?
The thing is, I think now more and more this culture of just go and play is getting lost. It's been losing. We are losing that. I remember when I was a kid in Spain, I get together with my friends and I played. And I think in America is nobody does that, and I think we are losing that, and I think that's the reason, because also we are losing a lot of the 1v1 skills. So I am happy to hear that in Japan there is still pickups and people just get together to play.
How about like in Brazil? Are they still doing like street soccer or?
I really think that in Brazil they play a lot on the streets, a lot.
Max, how about in Hawaii? When I was in Hawaii, I actually joined like a street futsal. Do they still have that kind of happening in Hawaii?
I think in small groups they have, you know, some futsal pickups, but most of it is small-sided on grass. That's the pickup that we usually have, because guys don't grow up. People don't grow up playing soccer, not necessarily futsal. We've never had an infrastructure of futsal ever in Hawaii. So a lot of the times, if they've never played at 808 futsal, then as a youth or as an adult, like the first time they've actually played in any type of competitive league or tournament is like one of your tournaments that gets hosted every once in a while.
小猿の文化はあんまりなくて、アメリカなんかは特に。でハワイも、まあ、サッカー、それがちょっと大きくなって、外でっていうのはあるけど、あんまりこう、室内で、まあ、もともとハワイはそんな施設がないので、ですけど、あんまりないみたいで、まあ、ダニエルは、まあ、そういう、昔はこう友達と一緒にやったりとかっていうのがあったので、まあ、そういうのができるといいですねっていう、だから日本のそういう文化はいいんじゃないっていう意見ですね。はい。
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think yes, is there is a project in well, there's a company in Japan with Miguel Rodrigo, that is with Miguel Rodrigo and Sergio Gargelli, an Italian guy. I think they have a company called Futsal Solutions, that they are using futsal to develop football players.
それがアツシの言ってるやつかな。フットサルソリューションっていうのかな。アツシミュート。
いや、なんか、ちょっと僕も今、ダニエルさんの話とかの、英語の全部は分かってないけど、もしかしたらそうかもしれない。聞きたかったのは、ダニエルさんの話の中で、フットサルの、なんていうの、使い方、やり方っていうのが、サッカーにも活用されてるっていう話があって、それもまさしくそうだなと思ってるけど、でも僕とかフットサルやってなかったけど、ああいうパラレルの動きだとか、あとはもう逆に言うとダイアゴナルに入っていってとか、受けるとか、あとは間で受けるとかっていうのもサッカーをやってて学んでいったんですよ。で、なんか僕は、ちょっと長くなっちゃって、ふださんごめんなさいね。メモしたやつね。僕はなんか局面打開の連続がフットサルだと思ってるんですよ。局面打開の連続が。もう局面打開したら次の局面でどう崩していくかみたいな。で、サッカーがその局面打開プラス局面展開があるのがサッカーかなと思ってて。わかる？ふたごさん、英語難しいよね。ごめん。
英語で言うと難しい。
要は、局面、なんか大きな局面展開があるのがサッカーだと思ってる。で、それが3ラインあるとするじゃん。ディフェンス、リバウンド、フォワードの。それも多分局面展開のうちに入ると思う。サイドチェンジも。だからなんか、サッカーをやってる人たちに、フットサルやったらもっといいよとか、やっていきたい子供たち、サッカーやっていきたいけど、でもフットサルやったらもっといいんだよって時に、論理的に話すとすると、フットサルってサッカーのその局面打開のところに対して、いろんな技術を身につけることができるから、っていう言い方もあるのかなと思って。なんか今その話聞いててちょっとすごいなんか深い部分で。これ、サガネさんにも聞きたかったんですけど。
すぎて私が言えないわ。
ごめんなさい。
He used to be a formal soccer player, and he used to play for one of the professional clubs in Japan. So he grew up doing soccer. So all the tactics and techniques that you've been talking about in your presentation, he in his mind thought it all came from soccer because he never had a chance to actually learn futsal because in his careers it was all soccer, right? But thinking of it now, he now noticed that it's all coming from a background of maybe soccer. But even in Japan, a lot of the kids, when they grow up doing soccer, they learn the tactics that you've been talking about. I think because now, especially like few years when Barcelona had Pep as a coach, and a lot of the soccer changed to like pass soccer and everything. So what Atsushi was saying is, for futsal, it's very unique because it changes the situation. So it can change the whole. It's a process of actually probably directing go to the goals or making a score. But soccer has also a position that you can kind of not drastically change it, but change the whole situation by probably like when in soccer you always say like change the side. That happens a lot, but it's not really actually changing drastically that you can probably go directly for a shoot. But in futsal, because it's so small, you learn a lot of the things that actually can change the situation drastically. So I think when you combine like soccer and futsal together, and why futsal is so unique and so interesting is because when you change that situation, it drastically change that you put yourself in a position that you can score, or it's not like soccer that you're just changing from right to left. Like,
yes, I agree.
Do you get what I say?
Yes, definitely. And also the dimensions, the number of players, yes, definitely. The consequences of something in futsal, they are bigger than in football because of the characteristics of the sport.
まあ、特にそのさっきダニエルが考えるその子どもの発展とともにコートの大きさ変えたりとか人数の大きさ変えたりゴールの大きさ変えたりっていうところで言うとやっぱりサッカーはすごく大きくて人も多いっていうところからその展開と、まあ、なんていう言葉を使ってたっけ、まあ、打開をするのか展開をするのかっていうのはそのスポーツの特徴であって、まあ、言ってるようにサッカーはやっぱその面積も大きく人も多くボールも飛びやすいっていうそのキャラクターがやっぱりそういう風な局面を作るんじゃないかっていう感じでちょっと私がうまく言えたかどうかわかんないごめんなさい
ごめんなさい僕ちょっとまとめ多分難しいでもちょっとまたちょっと話をさせてもらえればありがたいな。なんか多分また機会があったら話したいな。はい、英語頑張ります。ありがとうございます。はい、いや、ありがとうございます。Thank you.
You're welcome.
長根さんとか大丈夫ですか？フリーズしてる。Max, did you have any questions? Like, do you guys have like, I was really thankful for Daniel for doing this. And also we've been talking with Vinny, who was the coach of Australia, but he also had an interesting app that he used and it was kind of different. So it was interesting for me as well, but I don't have a lot of opportunities that I get to know about all these things. So you know, I lived in Hawaii for, you know, a few years, but I really didn't have a lot of chances to actually meet with these people or, you know, get these kind of information. Like, what was it for you? Or did you have any question for Daniel or?
Don't really have any questions. Just want to say thank you for taking the time to show us the presentation and thank you for everybody else to come and give your insight. I think for us, it's a real bummer because we don't have any type of youth leagues or tournaments other than the tournaments that you guys come and host. So I'm thankful that you guys are taking the time and you guys, you know, host the tournament and you guys include us in the tournament. And like I said, I want to help you as much as possible in future tournaments to get as much teams there and to bring more awareness, to bring futsal to the islands because we desperately need it for our players and for our youth and our kids, you know? So yeah.
What would you think about, like, because of this COVID-19 and we kind of started this Zoom channel, but I thought it was very unique because you get coached, you know, like if you're not even virtually there, it's hard that you're not using a soccer ball, or a futsal ball, but, you know, just seeing those scenes that are happening in, you know, Barcelona and, you know, the national teams, it's kind of unique. And I think it was really fortunate for, you know, even for me, but would you think like it's something interesting for like the youth coaches for soccer in Hawaii? Like we also want to, you know, bring something back to Hawaii as, you know, as a state that's hosting our tournament. Would you think some of the coaches would be interesting in, you know, the talks of Daniel? I think it was great even for soccer coaches.
Yeah, I think anytime you guys would put on like a clinic, whether it's talking or whether it's actually physically, would be great because none of the coaches in Hawaii know any futsal tactics. So like even when we play in your guys' tournament, all the Hawaii teams are maybe physically strong or, you know, tactically or technically strong as far as their touches, but as far as tactics go in futsal, nobody knows what they're doing in Hawaii. So that's why we end up losing to all the good teams is because we don't have a real coach. We don't have anybody that really knows futsal tactics.
Yeah, we were talking with especially Daniel because he has a great background of coaching, and you know he's been doing this online after all this lockdown. So it was his kind of idea. Also, maybe we can share it to, you know, some of the coaches in Hawaii and even in Japan. I mean, it's now locked down, and we just the futsal teams and soccer teams started to practice, but in some terms, there are a lot of teams that don't have coaches, and I thought it was quite unique, and that's why I wanted to really share this with our team and think of a way maybe we can share all this. I think it's really great that we can share this through these kind of channels. So maybe we can shout out to some of the Hawaii team coaches and maybe share some time with Daniel and some of our coaches as well. But so yeah, Daniel, that was really great. So
thank you. Max, I just want to say thank you for being here. I don't know really which island are you based. Okay.
We're on Oahu.
Okay. That is where Honolulu is. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So with this, I am, as Fusako said, I've been doing this kind of presentation clinics or courses, call it whatever you want. For a while, I've been traveling, and I really enjoy to do this. In April, at the beginning of April, I was supposed to go to Hawaii, okay, but I was going to go to the Big Island, and the idea was to do like a clinic for or a futsal camp for kids, but at the same time like a small clinic for coaches. And everything has been cancelled because of this COVID. But if for any reason we do it in the future, I will let you know.
Yes,
because
please.
maybe we can, I don't know, maybe you can travel, or maybe we can organize something that after a couple of days I can go to your place and do something for you. For me, as Fusako said, I really like to do that, these kind of things, online, virtually, or of course even better there. But I am open for any possibility. So thanks, guys, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, okay, great. I think if we're gonna still host the tournament, of course, in Hawaii, and I think it's a great opportunity for the Hawaii team to actually get a chance to talk previously, because our tournaments are quite short, and it's quite concentrated on the tournament that's happening. So maybe if Max and you guys can create something unique, or maybe do a camp or something, I think that would be great to have a relationship there as well. So, and you guys are closer probably as in flying and stuff. So
yes.
はい。あと皆さん何かありますか？坂根さん途中で切れちゃったんですいません。
今、その一番大事な話を切れちゃったんであれなんですけど、ミゲルがね、日本にいて、僕もミゲルと一緒にサッカー協会の仕事で全国回ったりとか、いろいろやったりとかしてるんですけど、逆にミゲルだから言える、ダニエルだからスペイン人だから言えるっていうところがあるんですけど、僕らは日本にいて、日本でずっと活動するっていう中で、さっき佐々木さんのところで話があったように、サッカーをしていた人にどう、普段サッカーをしている人にフットサルをどう入れ込むかっていうところを僕はもう普段やってるんですけど、その中ですごく分かりやすかったのが、まずはパルメラスだったり、コリンチャンスとかああいう、有名クラブがそういうフットサルをベースでやっていた。で、その中で、サッカー選手が育っていって、ヨーロッパで活躍してるっていうのはすごく分かりやすかったなっていう部分と、あれですよね、一回止めた方がいいですよね。
いいですよ、大丈夫ですよ。
いいですか？
はい。
で、聞きたいのは、ここから先で、僕はフットサルをやっていて、そういうボールの扱いであったりとか、タイミングであったりとか、あと、重心であったりっていうのをフットサルで覚えて、サッカーを僕はすごく生かした人間だったので、すごいもっと掘り下げたトレーニングでいうと、そういうところを、やってるんですけど、さっきダニエル言ってくれた、じゃあ、U8 以下の キッズであったり、そういうトレーニングの中って、例えばフットサルって細かく、縦にパスを入れたら、フェイクをして、シュートを打ちに行きましょうっていう希望当てがあったりとか、パラレルだったら単純に、さっきのパラレルの動きですけど、横に出して、そのまま走っていったら、フットサル、コート狭いから、ついてこられて、そのままディフェンスされちゃう。だから、フェイクを入れて、そして、自分のスペースを作り出さなきゃいけない。で、これを大きいサッカーのグラウンドでやったら、もう本当にやりたい放題っていうか、そういうのがやっぱりあるんですけど、ジュニアの子にそこまで細かく言ってるものなのか、逆に狭いことでやるから、さっきの思考力が上がることを自然と子どもたちを考えさせるのかっていう、もう例えばコーナーキックも1番って言ったらいろんな動きがもう違う動きをしてそれを覚えさせるのか、もしくはもう自由にやらせるのかっていう、その狭いコートの中でって、それはちょっと聞きたいなと思って。ごめんなさい、長くて。
いや、大丈夫。
最後のところだけでいいです。はい。
難しいな、結構。So Daniel, Kiyoshi was also thanking for all the details that you put in. Especially, it's hard in Japan if a Japanese coach talks about, how important it is to have futsal into soccer. And now we're lucky that we have Miguel and some of the coaches that are from a foreign country. And especially your explanation was great that some of the big clubs, and we kind of know like the great players did futsal in the past, but showing that pyramid that they did only futsal when they were in a younger stage was something that some of the coaches in Japan could put it as examples, because it's sometimes hard for like the soccer players to understand like why do we have to, because we didn't have the culture of that. So that was very helpful for him to kind of integrate futsal to soccer. And his question was, so especially for the younger kids, when you try to teach them, in your presentation, it said that they look more, they think more, because the court is smaller and the ball is it doesn't pass up, so you have to think more quicker and you have to think more, and that happens more faster than soccer, right? But because it's small, if you, for example, if you're trying to get the ball when you're receiving the parallel pass, if you just run straight, if it's soccer, there's a lot of space, so you're not going to be close to some of the defenders. But if it's in futsal, because you're close, when you adapt, like if you're an older age, they teach you to feint to make the space or make the timing and then run, right? But but for the kids, it's quite difficult because they don't have the imagination of probably doing a feint and actually making it. Would you actually, when you are a coach, would you actually teach like the small kids like about the feinting, or would you let them learn by thinking if you just run straight, you're going to be caught by people? Like even for like the corner kicks or the tactics for that, Japanese people, they kind of tell, okay, you move this way, this way, this way. And because you're going to be caught by people, you look this way first, or you make your feint first and then come in. That's how they kind of, kind of teach you from the top to bottom. But for your guys, or the, for maybe the teams that would they just repeatedly do it and let them think why you are always caught, or why this is happening? Or what do you think the best way for, the younger age when you start with futsal?
Let me find something. So there is a coach, okay? There is a coach in Spanish called Tomás de Dios, okay?
Tomás de Dios.
Tomás de Dios. I can. Let me do it here. So, 1 sec. I'm trying to do so many things at the same time, which is not possible. Tomás de Dios. Okay, so he's a Spanish coach that he has a YouTube video. Okay, and I will show you. He says that futsal is a game, is a sport of liars. You know liars, no? People who lie. And he says that basically because in futsal is super, super important to do, to look that you are going to do something and then you go the other way.
このトマス、
So, since
Just one sec. このトマス・デ・ディオスっていうスペイン人が、YouTube を開いてるんだけど、彼の、言うことが、フットサルは、嘘つきのスポーツだっていうか、騙し合いのスポーツだっていうのをすごくこう表現されてるYouTube チャンネル。
No, go ahead. Translate, please.
いや、あるので、要はそこをうまく引き出す。嘘つきって、英語でライって言っちゃってるんだけど、騙し合いをいかにこう入れていくかっていうのを言ってますね。Yeah, Daniel, can you hear us?
すごい分かりやすかったですね。細かいこうデータ的にもねちゃんとあって。
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah, I just translated the part that you were talking about. I think the liar part was really unique, and I think Kiyoshi, I went to his clinic, but he says a lot of that, to kind of.
Yes. So it's really, I think it's really important that since the very, very beginning, when the kids they are very, 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 very young, we teach them to feint. Super important, and we teach them why. And let me do something that I got here for you. Let me. Can you see the screen now?
Mm-hmm.
So here, for example, is a short video, okay, about feinting, about faking. Check this player here. Okay, so now this guy here with the ball is going to make a pass. This guy here, look, you see a small feint. So here, a small body feint, and now he has this space now, all this space to receive the ball because he feinted him. There, with his body, a small feint. Oh, another one, do you see? Another one, do you see that one? Or that one? Or here, number seven, go and back. Or here, this is a feint of shooting. Number 3, he's feinting that he's going to shoot. You will see now. He's feinting that he's going to shoot with the right foot. With the right foot, look, he's feinting and then he cross to shoot with the left. So this is another different type of feint. So basically, is in futsal is super important. Look, he's feinting, same movement. That is why it's important to. It's really, really important to teach since the very, very beginning to feint, body feint with and without the ball, shooting feints, even defensive feints. Okay.
So what is like a practice would you do for a kid, at a young age, to teach him why it's important is because you get your own space or and stuff like that. But what is a good training that you do? Is it like what would you think of like for a kid to actually understand feint and getting the space? Like, do you have any ideas or?
Yes, there is one activity very, very good. Let me do something else.
やっぱり実際にフェイントはやっぱ教えるそうです。なぜそれをするのかっていうことをきちっと伝えた上で、でそれのなんかいい練習方法あんなって私の簡単な質問だったんだけど、なんか子供にねその意味はわかるんだけど、どういう多分サガネさんもいっぱいこういうのはバリエーションを持ってると思うんですけど、
状況に合わせてねやらないとダメだと思うので、 るの。だから、根本的に、例えばさっきのパスを出してライン下のダイアゴナルのところに入っていって、ボールを受けるっていう動きがあったとしても、そこの入り方が下手くその人ってすごくいっぱい日本人っていると思うんですね。でも、そこの入り方が下手だからボールをもらえないとか、相手に読まれてしまうっていうところがあるので、結果的にうまくいかないっていう、じゃあ、このプレーはどうだっていうところのもっと深掘りをしないと、結局、いい練習だったとしても、それがうまくいかないことが多いのかなっていうのは思いますよね。
Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is an activity to goalkeeper here, okay? Players here with the ball, player with the ball, player with the ball, and player with the ball, okay? So this player is defending, this player is attacking. So that player, he can attack any of the balls. So he can go there. If he goes there, this defender is going to follow and then come here. So now he has this space, ask for the ball, and he finished there. So this is a very good activity. And then of course we can say that you attack all the balls or you only attack 2 balls or it's only 1 shot. But the thing is, the important thing is that here, one is attacking, one is defending, and this guy is going to make movements to try to lose that guy and receive the ball from the corners. This is, for example, one very easy activity about feinting with shooting.
特に子供とかはそうだと思うんですけど、4方向からちゃんとボールが出る。で、さっきも私途中でどっかで書いたけど、ダニエルがすごい、確かにと思ったのが、フットサルはやっぱボールとゴールがやっぱ近いっていうところからいくと、子供たちが、すぐに取った時にゴールのイメージがあったりとか、そういうのがすごくしやすい。サッカーとは違う。確かにって私、普通に両方やってて、今更だったんだけど、すごく納得いく一言だったんで、感動したけど、でもやっぱり5つの方向から、4つの方向からボールがもらえて、さらにゴールが近くてシュートを打てるっていう風になると、その意味合いとか、なんでそうしたらシュートが打てたのかっていうのが、伝わりやすいから、例えばそういう練習もあるよっていう、紹介していただきました。
いや、これはね、すごいいい練習だと思います。僕もやったりとかすると思うんですけど、多分スペインとかでね、よく練習するのかなっていうのはあるんですけど、さっきの話の続きなんですけど、結局、さっきのフェイントの映像とかあったんですけど、実際僕なんでフットサルやりたいなと思ったのって、多分サッカーやってる人が、フットサルって多分僕ら日本だとなんかそのさっきの環境値がないので、やっぱりフットサルやったことないサッカー選手って多いと思うんですよ。で、やり方もわかんないし、何よりも、本当にフェイントで、もう自分のマークがどこにいるんだっていうようなことを、そういう風になったことがない。なんか自分が今立ち位置でどこにいるのかわかんないっていうようなことが、例えばスペイン代表と試合したりとか、もっと言えば、日本にはなんか昔、日系人とかが多かったんで、ブラジルのプロだった人が日本にいて、僕らサッカー選手だった奴らが、そのチームを組んでやってるんだけど、すごいおじさんなんだけど、気づけば10対0で負けてるみたいな。このスポーツ面白いなってやっぱ思えたから、すごくフットサルに入れた。だから、やっぱり、日本の文化っていうところに入れ込むところってすごくやっぱ難しくて、本当にやられた経験がある人が少ない、そういう場所っていうか、だからさっきみたいなトレーニングもすごくやっぱいいと思うし、あとは今日見せてくれたパラレルの動きからシュートまで行くシーンなんか、ゴール前の動きとかって、僕結構ああいう子供たちじゃなくて、高校生とかにも見せたりとかするんですけど、パラレルの動きではなく、また行くふりして横に開くケーブラっていうかダイアゴナルの動きとかのやつを見せたことがあるんですけど、パラレラの動きっていうのを シュートまでっていうのを見せたら、一番手っ取り早いなっていうのはすごく思ったので、あの映像ください。
Yeah, so he was saying the probably the reason that he was so into futsal is when you play against the soccer players and you do a lot of these feintings and the defender doesn't know where you are. Like they're like, oh, he's disappeared again. He's gone again. And that was so fun for him when he started futsal that he can just, constantly lie to these defenders to where he is, and the defender doesn't know where he's standing. And that was so fun. And that was one of the biggest reason that he got so into futsal. So he knows so much the importance of feinting and getting the gap, but that's when you actually see that you can win against some of the defenders. It's not actually just making space, but just doing a feint, you're already beating a defender, or you're probably getting in behind of him or in between the lines. So that was really something that he got. And Kiyoshi was also mentioning the tactics that you showed, especially like the Barcelona team in soccer actually doing the pass of the parallel and getting a score from that was so simple and unique for probably like high school soccer players, or a little bit more older age, but they don't think futsal would probably make the good of it. So あれダニエルがまたフリーズしちゃった。また入ってくるかな。はい。ちょっとそれはダニエルに伝えておきます。
なんかあの映像だけで、多分じゃあ高校生にこれやってって言ったら、強引に結構走り始めて、あそこのポジションを取りに行くと思うんですけど、そのね、入り方を逆に深掘りして教えてあげたら僕いいなっていうのすごい思ったんで。
Yeah, so Daniel?
Yes, I am here. Sorry. I don't know what happened with internet.
Yeah, so he was saying the scenes that you showed that actually the Barcelona team and some of the top players of soccer was using that parallel path to actually to score was very unique. And then once you kind of show it to the soccer players, they're going to start doing all that. But then after that, there's another way that you can actually get the ball running diagonal to it when you go to Paraba, you go this way, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he said the more that you show them some of the tactics that futsal has, it actually gives you a different variation of what you want to do. So
yes,
he said that was really so useful, and also probably the simplest way that you can probably show to like a teenager who's like, oh, I did soccer for so many years, and maybe futsal is a different thing or something. So
yes. So what he says, for example, let's do you see this?
Yeah.
If let's say that we only have two players, okay? Those guys here. So the ball goes there, and then he's running for the parallel, yes? But Kiyoshi was saying, you pass the ball there, you run, but now you go there. So there is a diagonal here.
Yes.
Or you pass, you run, but you see that the defender is blocking the line, so you stay there for a wall pass, for example. So that is what Kiyoshi is saying, that the parallel is one option, but there are so many options that when you do one, then you want to do the other one, and then you get into and reading the game, and depending on the situation and depending what the defenders they are doing, you have to do something, or you have to do something different.
そうですね。もう多分じゃあこれもっていうのが多分サガネさんやダニエルからは多分もう続々と出てくるとは思うんですけど、そうやってこう思考力を上げてあげたりとか、フットサルが直接ねこうサッカーにつながらないっていうふうに思い込んでるとか、もしくはちょっとねもう高校生からしてみればいやもう今更だよっていう思ってる年代にすごく分かりやすい、動画だったと思うので、そういうところからやっぱこう日本の文化的に 紹介していただいたパルメイラスとかコリンチャスみたいな構造になってないからこそ、やっぱ見せれるものっていうか伝え方っていうのは、すごい要所要所にダニエルのプレゼンにあったなっていうのはすごく思うので、プレゼン資料はね、実はシェアしてるんで、後ほどもしよかったら、サガネさんにもお送りしますんで、アツシからか、タケシからか送ってあげてください。はい。ちょっと長くなって、私ちょっと11時半から用事があるので、あれなんですけど、あと皆さん大丈夫ですか？
さっきの、ごめんなさい、ダニエル持ってたパワーポイントのボードあるじゃないですか。
うん。
あれはアプリなんですかね？
What was that you were using on a PowerPoint? Is that an
Yes.
app? Is that an app that you take or what?
It's a PowerPoint.
It's just a simple PowerPoint.
Yes.
Oh, really? 普通のパワポでなんか作ってるみたいです。アプリとかじゃないって言ってます。Okay, so yeah, thanks for your time, Max, Daniel, of course. And yeah, we did have Vinny, and he also uses a unique app that's a lot of the Brazilian coaches and the Spain coaches. What was it called? なんて言うんだっけ、あのアプリ。タクティックスだっけ。
Futsal Tactic.
Do you know that app?
It's very good.
So Vinny was using that, and it's not that familiar for the Japan coaches. So we were asking maybe next time he can present what he does with it, and you know the uniques that he uses that app for.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe we can do a little bit more. I know it can go further and deeper, and there's a lot to ask. So thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for all the knowledge that you guys have. And I hope we can immigrate this to the Futsal Cup, and also some of it to our players. So I think we have a lot of players that who kind of have good coaches, but on the other side that they're trying to think on their own. So it might be a little chance for the teams that don't have coaches or trying to develop some of the tactics. It will be a great chance. So thank you so much. And Max, thanks for joining. And yeah, I think we can probably do some kind of a exchange a little bit more, because there's so many people with so much knowledge. So yeah, anything else?
Definitely.
On everybody? All good?
Thank
you
you.
very much. Thank
Hi.
you.
Daniel.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you very
Arigato.
much. Thank you.
Thanks,
ありがとうござい
Daniel.
ます。
Arigato. Arigato.
All right. I'll text you guys soon again.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
ありがとうございました。
バイバイ。